Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jamaline Y. Cornelio. My topic for today is all about competency standards and assessment guidelines. But before that, let's recall the topic of Miss Diaz. It's all about context of assessment. So, context of assessment is the workplace setting, tools, and conditions where a candidate demonstrates skills to prove competency according to industry standards. So, now let's move to my topic.
Objectives. At the end of this lesson, the learners should be able to explain what a competency standard is, describe the assessment guidelines and assessment process, understand the importance of reasonable adjustment in assessment.
Competency standard. A competency standard is a document that defines the knowledge, skills, and attitudes required to perform a job effectively in the workplace. It serves as the basis for training and assessment. So, it states that kung ano ang kayang gawin ng trainer and the level of the performance expected. So, because of competency standard, it can help everyone to meet the same industry standards. And also, competency standard, it serves as a guide for both training and assessment. Next is parts of the competency standards, which is unit of competency. So, unit of competency, this refers to a specific job, task, or work function. For example, prepare and cook food in cookery. So, in cookery NC2, one of the unit of competency is prepare and cook food. So, of course, the learners must be able to prepare ingredients and follow the procedures and also the safety procedures in cooking.
Next is elements of competency. So these are the steps or components of the unit. So this is the steps that make up the unit of competency. For example, prepare ingredients such as washing, cutting, measuring. So of course, kada steps ay dapat matapos at magawa ng tama to complete the task. Evidence requirements. So these are the proofs needed to show that the candidate is competent. So here po, dito makikita kung yung trainees or learners ay kaya yung task according to the standards. For example, actual demonstration or oral questioning.
So, let's move to the assessment guidelines and assessment process. Assessment guidelines are rules that guide assessors on how to conduct fair and consistent assessment on the competency standards. So, the assessment guidelines are the rules that help the trainer to conduct evaluation fairly according sa competency standards. First is benchmark for assessment. So, it means competency standards. Benchmarks for assessment, it serves as the basis for judging performance. For example, the level of knowledge, skills, and attitude. Second is rules on gathering evidence. So here, it is how the assessor should collect proof of competency. For example, observing the trainees while doing a activity. Next is design of assessment tools. So here, yung design of assessment tools, it is the instrument used to measure performance. For example, the checklist or questionnaire. So next is assessment process. In assessment process, it is step-by-step flow of assessment. For example, orientation for explaining the task or demonstration. And the last is assessor requirements. So assessor requirements, of course, it must be qualified and trained. It must be test the accredited assessor can evaluate the learner's skills. Next is reasonable adjustment. means making fair modifications in the assessment process so that all candidates can participate equally, especially those with special needs. So, of course, equal opportunity para everyone can show their competence. So, for example, here is language adjustment. Of course, if the instruction is English, so we can translate into Filipino para matulungan natin na maintindihan ng maayos yung instruction. Kasi paano kung merong hindi masyadong nakakaintindi ng English, so we can help them. And also mode of instruction. So here, oral instructions are given kaysa sa written instructions. Kung yung learners is with reading difficulty, is allowed to answer orally. Next example is time adjustment. Of course, sabi nga 'di ba, sir, last time. So here po kung yung trainee is with physical disability, they are allowed we can allow additional time para ma-complete nila yung practical task.
That's all po. Thank you for listening.